Hello, welcome to, what is it? We are on Monday the 27th of February 2023. So, I guess I should apologise for the fact that I look rough, but I am rough. I'm feeling rough. Yeah, I'm not very well, but I will not be stopping. I can't see any point in stopping. I am going to put my bloody socks on because my feet have gone cold from fiddle-arsing around. So, last week I had 3 days off from work, which were like annual leave that I had to use up before the end of the financial year, even though I've just literally started the job. So I was like hoping to achieve all sorts last week, but obviously I've had this cough, this cold, which I just thought was a viral cold, which I haven't been able to shift. So I had contacted my doctor on the Monday last week, and they made me a telephone appointment for the Thursday. And obviously I'd gone in on the Thursday, and the doctor said I had something on this lung, definitely needed antibiotics to clear it up. So the long shot of it is that they gave me the amoxicillin, and I had a terrible reaction to it. I feel like I've just had the wrong tablet. No, I haven't. So, yeah, on the Thursday night, had really bad breathlessness and was up most of the night coughing. I mean, it's not like a Hollywood asthma attack. It's just like bad asthma, but it is an asthma attack. You know, potentially I could have just called the ambulance and done all that rigmarole, but I don't know. I was just feeling really bad. And then, so I phoned the doctor in the morning. Obviously had to speak to the Nazi former Gestapo receptionist. So I said to her, I think I'm having an allergic reaction to penicillin. I need to speak to the doctor. So she wasn't very forthcoming, and she says, I'll get the people the person who does the prescriptions to call you later on. And I was like, well, so when will that be? And she says, oh, well, she gets into work at about 2 p.m. And I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? What the hell is actually going on? So I said to her, I said, so in the meantime, shall I call 111 then? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, so what do I do in the meantime then about not being able to breathe properly? And so she was like, oh, I didn't know you couldn't breathe. And I'm thinking, so because I just used the word allergic reaction and I didn't say the symptoms, she assumed that I had a rash. And that's what she said to me. She says, oh, I just assumed you had a rash. But still, why does that mean that I have to speak to a person who is just an administrator, who has no more qualifications than I do, and as an administrator? Oh, so then she was like, oh, well, I'll send a message to the doctor. You see, these receptionists, I've already complained about them once. I feel like I should complain about them again, because I nearly got turned away on that Thursday when the doctor had told me to come in, because she said, no, you don't have an appointment. So that just completely did my head in. Anyway, this other doctor called me back, one that I've dealt with before, who was really great. And she's put me on another lot of antibiotics, which aren't penicillin based. So it seems that I'm allergic to penicillin, but I tell you, man, I don't feel much better. I had to do a shift at work yesterday, so it was just a middle of the day shift, you know, but you know, I'm on the till all day, I'm talking to people, and you know, you have to talk to the customers, because you're not just taking the money, you're trying to raise money for the charity, which is part and parcel of the job. So you're having to talk to the customers. So, you know, I took my reliever inhaler a lot yesterday, and I'm not a person who's ever had to take my reliever inhaler a lot. And I did struggle through the day yesterday. Admittedly, I did walk to work, which probably didn't help, but I don't know. I want to get on top of things. I know technically I should be relaxing. The doctor that I spoke to initially did say that she would sign me off sick, but I just don't want to give in because I've only got a part-time job, and my feelings is that if I can't balance a part-time job with the occasional chest infection, and doing reselling, so my frustrations, everything's jangling now because my neighbours downstairs are doing their washing. Unbelievable. I know that's not unbelievable in itself. What's unbelievable is that these people, they moved in the summer, and they regularly wash their clothes. Their washing machine is on, like, you know, every other day, like a normal person. Like I put mine on pretty much every other day. But my previous neighbour, I heard the washing machine probably about 10 times in the 3 years that she lived there. I think she was pretty dirty. So anyway, the drugs that I'm on now are these. I don't know. I don't think I'm getting on that well with these either. These have got, I've read that these sound even more dodgy than the amoxicillin. It's like when you take it, you're not supposed to, it says do not lie down for half an hour after taking these. You have to take it with a full glass of water. Do not take indigestion remedies or iron or zinc. Avoid sunlight. It just sounds all a bit weird, and I still feel very breathless. So I don't know if the reason that I'm breathless is because of the amoxicillin reaction that I had, or if this is actually causing breathlessness, because this can cause breathlessness as well. So I just don't know. All I know is that I've got another 4 days of these, and then I can get shot of them. So it would appear that since I've had my COVID infection, you know, one of the things which I am now sensitive to is antibiotics. They don't really work for me. I mean, it may well be working and shifting my problem. So let's just take that as the silver lining. But it appears that I now have an allergic reaction to them, which isn't great. But anyway, as I've said, I am not prepared to give up working. I've only just started this job. I am not taking time off because, well, I've just been paid, and it's been really nice to have a pay packet. It's just been so pleasant to have a pay packet, because, like I said, this is why I went back to work. Why I've got myself this part-time job, is to just have that fixed income that, you know, I just go and do the work and the payback is there once you've done the work. Whereas I feel like eBay, you do the work and then it's like pie in the sky as to whether you're going to get a sale or not. But I've got 15 things here to post, and this is, what did I know that I posted, I had 2 things on Friday that I posted, which I didn't need to post on Friday, but I did because I had to go out and get these drugs. And then 15 things is for this weekend. I've got a lot of Lego here. I've had a real issue this morning with something, which I'll tell you about. It's really, really, really wound me up, and I've had to end a load of listings because of it. So, piles of Lego. These are all chinos. That's £100 worth of orders, that is. That's all the good stuff, that is. This is an auction. This auction actually finished at least 5 days ago, and they've only just paid. So that has gone for £5. These Uniqlo things, when Uniqlo first came out, they used to be like really good. So this is just Disney. Like there's like 100 of these, I think, different Mickey Mouse itinerations. I'm going to stop picking up flipping Mickey Mouse based things because it's getting a bit silly now. Mickey Mouse just doesn't seem to sell. And with these, sorry, I've just decided that I'm going to I'm going to actually bag this up. With these Mickey Mouse things, not Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is a bit rubbish. I'll tend to like leave Mickey Mouse now if I see any of that stuff. It's a Mickey Mouse operation. The Uniqlo t-shirts, I have picked some up last week, some Uniqlo t-shirts, but it's so hit and miss. Some of them are really good sellers and some of them are just not. So it is a question sometimes of searching when you're in the shop, but it's also like sometimes you just got to take the punt, haven't you, and just try and find out whether they're any good or not. Anyway, but you see, saying that, it's like when I was getting that t-shirt out, there was another Uniqlo t-shirt in there which I've had twice before, which sold really fast, and this one's sort of like been kicking around in a larger size, and I'm like, well, why hasn't that sold? It doesn't make any sense. If I can sell small, why can't I sell large? Anyway, so that was a £5. That's a fail. I'm not going to be picking up Uniqlo Mickey Mouse or Mickey Mouse or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, sea salt. This I've accepted an offer of £15 for. It's just a little summery top, and obviously it ain't summer yet, but we'd like it to be. These two things are auctions because I've put most of my jumper stuff on auction because it's just nice to have auctions, isn't it? So this has been on a bite now, no interest whatsoever. I don't know why. It's Fat Face, and that has gone on the maiden bid of £9.99 on auction, and then the same with this, which has gone for the maiden bid of £9.99 on auction, and that's white stuff, and it's a linen blend jumper. So yeah, I don't know, it is a springtime thing. I sold 2 books, which I'm trying to phase out books. She says, as she knows full well that she has a pile of books. £3.99 for that, I think, and £5.99 for that. A Penguin Classic. These have been kicking around for ages, so be it. Okay, and then Lego. This is a caravan. It has got the instructions there, but it's got some label in front of it. Let's just move that label and let's seal that back up, because there's lots of Lego here and I don't need to get it mixed up. So yeah, that's a caravan pulling thing, and it's the hair is different on the woman, as you can probably see, different colour. That's gone for £15. This has gone for £15. That's just a spaceship. I thought that would sell faster than that because that's quite a rarity. But I mean, I can't fathom out. This has gone for 20. It's an old, old? Is it 60s? Can't remember. Of course, it hasn't got the year written on it. Anyway, it's a sort of like Swiss chalet thing. A 20 quid's okay. I think I was trying to get 30 for that. So that's probably a bit ambitious. And then this, which does have the instructions. A police station. This is going to the Czech Republic. See, I've got other pieces which have got this S. You don't know what I'm talking about. The helicopter in this. Most of this is busted up, but the helicopter part in this has got S21 on it. I've got a stickered part with S21 on, which I really can't work out what it's gone from. That's gone for 25 anyway. That's been kicking around for a long time. And like I say, it's going to Czech Republic, so not to be sniffed at. And then I've got one of these Lego packs, and this is what has like made my head spin off my shoulders this morning, because I went to the SKU number that I had on there, and the SKU number had gone. And it appeared that I had sold that SKU number previously. So I had all the SKU numbers on these, so they're all piled up and they're all in numerical order, and I was like, where the hell is that? And then trying to search for something on eBay with an SKU number is ridiculous. So I've then ended up, so I've got about like 30 of these, well no, probably more like 20. So I've had to open them all up, look at the picture that I had in front of me, and find the exact assortment of Lego. Thankfully it hadn't sold. And then I looked at my listings that I had on eBay, and this very selection of Lego had 3 listings with exactly the same photos and exactly the same SKU number on there. So eBay, for some reason, have duplicated this specific listing 3 times. And I have no idea why. This does list in a different category. So when you look for Lego, all the Lego normally it goes into complete sets. Whenever you type in the word Lego, it goes straight to complete sets. If I try and list this as a complete set, when it's an assortment, it shouts at me and it tells me to put it in the correct listing, which I do, which is assortments of Lego. I call it a starter pack, which is because that's what it is. And these only sell for $9.99, because obviously it's letterbox. And I always list mine right, but I just think that they've buggered around with those categories and something's gone on wrong there, or gone on there, and that I've now got multiple things of it listed. So I've gone through all my starter sets, and there was several others that were on twice. But I don't know sometimes if it's just a glitch when you search. And you see, the annoying thing is, even when you go on the PC, you can't really search what you're looking for. And this SKU number is so far away from what I've got on here. So the fact that it's got the wrong SKU number on it, it's a duplication of something else. I don't understand how, I mean, maybe that is my error. Maybe I have typed it in wrong, but I certainly wouldn't have listed it 3 times. Maybe I was just doing something while Jason was babbling on at me and I was just confused. But I don't think so, because I'm laser focused when I'm doing those listings. And I have my stuff there, which, you know, you can see that's where I do my Lego photographing. So I'll put the set out, I'll photograph it, and then I'll make the listing and I'll immediately do it, and I'll put the SKU on it so that I don't get any confusion. So I don't understand, there's no physical way that I could have like done it multiple times. I don't understand what's happened. So I've had to end all my Lego packs to try and work out what the hell's gone on, because I just don't know what's gone on. And I sell them all the time. Nobody's complained that they've received the wrong set. At first glance, when I was doing that, I was like, I've already sold this, haven't I? And there's no way that I'm going to do it, and I'm going to have to like go through all my Lego spares and try and make this setup, which wouldn't have been like that difficult. I probably could have done it, made the exact same set, but I was just like, I shouldn't have to, because I should be able to rely on eBay to list something once and not duplicate it. So I have no clue what's gone on there. So now I've got a load of pointless busy work to do, trying to work out what's happened there. And I know that everything does need looking at. And I know full well that they're buggering around at eBay. Buggering around with unnecessary bollocks. Because all of the notification sounds on my app have changed. So multiple things now, you know that sound, that sound when you get a message from somebody moaning? Well, now if somebody bids on my auctions, it comes up with that sound, whereas it used to be a ka-ching, which I used to prefer a ka-ching. But now it makes that noise. And I just think, well, you know, if you need to like have a different noise other than ka-ching, why couldn't you come up with a different noise other than that? Can't you use the fucking noise that you have for the notifications of, you know, searches that you've, alerts that you've got. Why can't you use that one? Why do you have to use the message alert, which makes me like worried? So now more things make this like noise, which always makes me worried that I've had a message from somebody piping on about something. Anyway, you know, I know that eBay needs to be improved a lot of the time, but sometimes I just think that they waste their time on what they perceive as an improvement. Anyway, I mean, I've had decent sales. I have barely listed a damn thing in the last month. So to sell 15 things over the weekend is pretty good going. However, I mean, by no means where I want to be. I have a pile of clothing which I need to process. I have Lego everywhere. I know that because I'm not feeling very well, because I'm not very well, because I've got this chest infection, I should just sit and do Lego, which I know that I've got to do because I started but I never finished. I spent most of Friday doing actually Friday I drove to go and get, I got some groceries and I went to get my prescription, and obviously I did post 2 things, but I generally just started sorting through a bit of Lego, which I've got, and I've got lots of Legos out here, which I've barely made a dent in. I've got stuff that needs lifting. I've got Lego there, which is assembled, which hasn't been photographed. I've got stuff which should have just been so basic, what I did last week. Now, of course, because I've like done nothing, the floor needs hoovering again. I just feel like I'm back to square one. I think my biggest frustration is how much energy I had on Wednesday to clean. Like I said, I hoovered, I mopped, I cleaned the kitchen, I cleaned 2 bathrooms, I did 2 loads of laundry. I did more than 2 loads of laundry, and I changed the bed sheets all by myself. So I had all of that energy on Wednesday. I was coughing and I wasn't feeling too good, but I had it in me to do all that, and now I'm really set back because of the problem that I've had with the antibiotics. So I have that frustration. And I honestly think that while I'm taking these antibiotics, I'm going to be run down for the next week while I'm taking these antibiotics. There's a noticeable difference. Every day that I take the antibiotic, I get wheezier. So I'm pretty sure that these ones aren't sitting right with me, but I just think I've just got to tolerate it to get rid of whatever infection I've got. I'm not impressed. It also says that I can't take vitamins, because that's one of the other things that I've been doing, is I've been taking like a vitamin shot of vitamin C and D and all these other things, but it absolutely says that you can't take vitamins with these antibiotics. Ugh. I mean, what is in it if you can't take that? I mean, they're obviously shady. I'm not entirely impressed with a lot of situations at the moment. So anyway, I have a lot to do, but I probably need to be sensible about how much energy I can actually expend without getting ill. So that's today's vlog, really. I'm just going to shut this up because I can see that this is 24 minutes and 12 seconds. So my day is just going to be spent... Oh, why do I keep picking that one up? I have got Lego to photograph here, which is ready, which has just been sat here. I've still got this to put together, so I need to do that. These are all things that I can do without having an asthma attack. I mean, I've also got this. This came the other day. I mean, that was the day when I was feeling very, very bad. And I remember the intercom going, and I buzzed the guy in and I says, "Can you come up the stairs?" And he said, I can only come up 2 flights. And I'm like, well, I'm 3. And then he didn't open the door anyway. So I had to walk down there, even though I felt like absolute garbage. And I know, because I've been trying to take it easy. I don't know. I remember being really pissed off that I had to walk down to this guy. But anyway, that's more Lego. And it's all bitty Lego. It's not like the big bulks job lots which I've got, which I know that I can do lots of sets from. These are all bitty things, which is why it's all sort of like sat around. And I've got some really good stuff here. So unfortunately, although I've got masses of clothing to do, I think I'm going to have to give that a miss. I might pull out the things that need repairing, because sitting and sewing, that's good, a good activity when you've got asthma. And then hopefully find some inner power to list the jumpers which I've got, because there's a few jumpers that need dealing with. So we will see where we get. I will put on another vlog. I will put this one on now. I have no idea what's going to happen to the Lego vlog that I was doing, because I started that Lego vlog like 2 weeks ago and it's gone nowhere. Anyway, that's what's sold. That's where I am. Generally irritated. Now probably have to do a big stock take as well to see, just to check that eBay aren't doing things. I heard somebody, I'd heard Polly, who I know she watches my channel. Polly, her name's Sam. She's got the opposite problem, where she had 80 of her items which had been delisted and have just vanished into the ether. She still has the dresses, but the listings have just gone in a fart in the wind. And now I've got the opposite problem, where I've got listings which have duplicated 3 times. It seems that the flight path has changed. I keep seeing aeroplanes. I keep thinking it's birds, but it's definitely aeroplanes. Right, I'm going to stop because I'm rambling nonsense. Ziggy here wants to get on with Lego. I've got to go to the post office. So thank you for watching. I will see you again soon. And you know, I am feeling positive. I'm just, you know, it's just annoying, isn't it? These things just come to try us. But yeah, I've got to try and take it easy so I can actually carry on going to work. I think I've got to work Wednesday, Thursday, and then I've got to work all weekend, much to my husband's annoyance. So yeah, those are my shifts. Anyway, I will see you again anon.